Welcome back to Macro Point of View because we are returning in 2026 to provide you with more and more information that is relevant, especially for the commodities market, but as well in general geopolitics and economical news. So let's focus on the news that we are gathering recently, and one of them is LSEG saying that the capital market in 2025 reached over $738 billion, which means it rise about 15% more than in 2024, which is far more than CPI or GDP. So, of course, it's more than we can expect. And that means more people and more companies, institutional players are placing their money in the capital market, into the stocks, into the commodities, into the ETFs, and into some bonds. So, of course, we're gonna take a look closer, and because of it, we can explain a lot what happened last year. But let's take a look on a market of metals. Metals will be today's focus, so let's take a closer look what happened on gold, silver, and other metals, and let's be ready for another moves. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your being here. Please subscribe, and we are now taking a look on the market. So stay tuned. Gold is the first market we're gonna take a look because right now it's reaching its all-time highs very near to $4,750 per ounce, and it means the world is afraid. The world is afraid because we are on a glimpse of reshaping the geopolitical map of the world. Because since 1989, there was main power as NATO. That was the main military power, of course, mostly supported by the United States Air Force and Marines and the Navy and, of course, Army. That was the base military efforts of United States. But this time, this year, 2026, we get a quick action to take over the Venezuela president, Nicolas Maduro, and now we have more and more tensions between United States and European Union, of course, about the Greenland, the part of the Denmark. Denmark is part of NATO, is part of European Union, and of course, it's very important for the world. And their part is a Greenland, a bit independent, but still part of Denmark, large island between Europe and North America. It's our gate to North Pole. It's a somewhere between Asia and North America, with if we talking about the intercontinental missiles sending from Russia or Far East Russia or China. And now Donald Trump is claiming that they should take control over the Greenland, and this control should be provided to them in exchange of money or some other goods or other way. He will take it by force. He's now trying to push some economical issues against the European Union, which will have emergency meeting about the Greenland on Thursday, 22nd of January. Yet before that, the world is still seeing this a threat to not NATO, which means the world is afraid. And the world is afraid. What is happening then? The gold is rising. The demand for gold is rising. We still do not have the full data of 2025 about the gold buying by the central banks and private investors, but we are now reaching today a high level of gold, and we are very, very close to reach, as I said, $4,750 per ounce. And now I think it's gonna be reached. I think if those tensions about the Greenland won't cool down in the next couple of days, maybe 5, maybe 6 trading days, of course, which means half of the next week, we're gonna see $5,000 for gold ounce in about a week from now, till end of January, if not cooling off the steam that is rising between United States and European Union, especially Denmark. So this forecast was about half year or second half year or even ending of the year from the big investment banks. But now we are probably reaching it still in January, which means we're gonna be in a very interesting and very violated year of 2026. And I think the gold is about to experience it most. But it's not only gold on the market, of course, there is even more and more goods there. And as we talk about the metals, we have to take a look closer on silver, because the silver is also on a very good position to rise up to the very psychological level of $100 per ounce. And what can we say about the silver in this case? That we have to take a look on a gold-silver ratio, the market information, how much silver ounces we have to spend to buy one gold ounce. And this level was for a very, very long time, basically since May 2013, somewhere between 60 and 93 ounces of silver for one gold ounce. Of course, we had now 2020 when we had it rising above 115 ounces of silver for one gold ounce, and it was due to the changing market of pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. Then we return and the silver is start rising again when we reached above and reach once again 100 ounces as a level. Then the market realized that silver is really underpriced, and now we are getting back to the level of 50. Is that the end for the silver? I don't think so. First of all, if we have $5,000 for an ounce of gold, then $100 per ounce of silver will be exactly 50 ounce silver for 1 ounce of gold, which is not so bad. And please remember, 2011, on the last commodities super cycle, we had this level on about 34 or 33 ounces of silver per 1 gold ounce, which is exactly what I'm meaning, that we still have a space to rise it even faster than gold. And what that gonna mean for other metals? What that gonna mean for other materials? That's very, very strange, because we have to remember gold and silver are together. Gold now is still, of course, risk off instrument. It's securing our portfolios against unpredictable or unbelievable things like NATO collapse. Silver is more like industrial metal, yet it's still rising, it still followed the big brother, especially recently. And now we are returning to this, I believe it's very normal level, between somewhere between 50 and 70 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. So 50 will be fine. So if gold is rising to 5,000, I don't see a thing that gold should not rise to 100, especially that those two psychological levels might stop the market, but for a moment. Then we have a platinum and palladium. And the thing is, both of them are really industrial metals. If you take a closer look on a palladium, you will see that palladium is a bit more about the half of its maximum price of history, all-time history maximum prices. We can take a look on a monthly level. As we can see, on March 2020, we reached $3,440 per ounce of palladium, and now we are 1,840. It's not reaching as far and as fast as other precious metals like gold and silver, and it's not really surprised. We might have a little breath in European Union requirements for the cars in and after 2035, but it's not enough to support palladium. Palladium 80% is required by the car companies for the car equipment, for car cleaning devices. So that's the palladium. Platinum, on the other hand, is reaching now its historical maximum, all-time highs on the platinum level, because as we can see in 2008 reached $2,000 240 per ounce, and now it's 2,400. So it's a bit better because their industrial levels of platinum, the industrial requirements for platinum, it's a bit more than just car companies, because the cars is about 35 to 40% of platinum usage. The others are different segments of investments and industrial sectors. So this is supporting those prices. But as you can see, $2,500 per ounce is holding strong this market, because we reached here $2,478.5 on 29th December and $2,476, which is less, on 7th January, and now we are trying to reach 250. It might be following the gold and the silver. The platinum might following the gold and the silver, but I don't really expect that it's gonna reach much more. So the thing is, the platinum has a less potential. The palladium has no potential at all at the moment to be simply following the gold and the silver, but the gold and silver has a huge potential, especially if these tensions will keep rising. So I don't say anything about the Iran, because the Iran situation is now backed. Because even if United States decides to attack the Iran, it might only extend the time to solve the Greenland problem. Yet this Greenland problem will still exist, and actually I don't think the United States needs so much military effort to capture Iran as they needed for Afghanistan or Iraq, especially that they lost Afghanistan in general opinion. So that's the thing. The gold and silver will be forced up only by the tensions between United States and European Union, especially Donald Trump and European Union. So that's the thing. That's the thing we should take a closer look on it, because that's gonna affect a lot the gold price, and of course as a result also a price of silver, a little less price of platinum, and probably not no effect for palladium market. So this is the precious market level, I think, and my forecast. But I also wish to tell you one thing. I become nominated for conference awards in the SCAFs 2026, and I was nominated for analyst and market influencer in two categories. If you scan this QR code or click the link in the description of this video, you will find a form to vote on analyst and market influencer. Vote for me. The vote is for free. You just need to cross the first section of requirement under your data levels, the lowest level, and before sending it, and you can support my nomination to win this award. InvestCaps is the biggest, Central Europe biggest conference. It's about 9-10,000 people coming in for 2 days. It's usually Friday and Saturday at the end of the March, and they're gathering knowledge about the investments on different markets, not only forex or commodities, but also in real estate, in diamonds, in cryptocurrencies, in every level, in every market, in every sector. And of course, another 100,000 people are watching the videos from those conferences later on YouTube that is published time to time. So I'm nominated. Please vote for me if you find this information useful, and I'm gonna hear you really soon. So thank you very much in advance, and have a great day. Have a great investments ahead of you.